Welcome back to Batman Beyond, right here at Comicstorian, your home for narrated comic books done up like an audible video, where we basically sit down and tell you the storyline in a narrative format. Today we're going to be doing Batman Beyond issues 40, 41, and 42, finally revealing who Batwoman Beyond is. To catch you up real quick, Terry McGinnis has lost his memories due to a previous encounter. Once there was no Batman in the city, Batwoman took the suit and decided that she would try to save the day. Bruce Wayne and Matt have been looking for Terry because he's been missing while trying to figure out who is Batwoman Beyond. When we last left off, she was defeated by Blight, aka Derek Powers. And now it's time to bring everyone together. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Add your comments about who you think Batwoman Beyond is down below. And don't forget to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/comicstorian. Over at Blight's lab, he tells Gustinov and Terry to enter. Gustinov says that it's really him. He's alive. Blight tells her that if she calls this living, who is this? Gustinov tells him that it's a mystery man. Found him wandering the streets. Terry chimes in, telling Blight that he is in a bit of a haze with amnesia. Gustinov has actually been trying to help him ever since they met. Blight asks if he's not frightened by his appearance, and Terry says that Gustinov told him what to expect. Said it was the result of a radiation accident. Besides, he needs money, and Gustinov said that this is a chance to make some. Blight tells him, "Right, well, go one level below. My men will get everything taken care of." Terry yells, "Thanks, looking forward to it." As he leaves, Blight quietly says that it's incredible. He really doesn't know. Gustinov asks what? That he's Warren McGinnis' son? And that Derek Powers killed his father? No, he doesn't know that. He's perfect for this, not only for the immediate need, but for the revenge against Bruce Wayne as well. Back in the cave, Bruce brings Barbara and Melanie in, stating that he is glad that they could make it. Both Barbara and Melanie start to laugh, stating that the world's greatest detective is stumped. Batwoman wasn't either of them. Just then, there's a loud explosion coming from outside, with Alfred telling everyone to please take cover. We are under attack. As the screens light up, Blight's men get into position to drop off the Devourer bomb. And Barbara says that it would seem that they have bigger problems than who is Batwoman. Bruce looks at them, stating, "I'm still not convinced." And Matt says, "Yeah, how about some proof?" Barbara looks at the screen, asking, "How about that as proof that neither one of us are Batwoman? If you want to ask Batwoman who she is, she's right there." On the screen, Batwoman flies in, knocking down the hired thugs, and Barbara asks, "Does Blight know about your cave, Wayne?" Bruce tells her, "No. Powers just despises me, and that's enough. As Powers, he developed the Devourer as a defensive measure against alien invasions. If he unleashes it here, we're all goners." One of the thugs outside targets Batwoman, stating that they will keep her busy while they set up, and launches a missile that begins to track her. She flies up high into the sky, taking out some small explosives, tossing them back down, detonating the missile in a fiery blaze. The thugs all look up to see no movement, stating that they better hurry and activate the Devourer, and once they do, they need to get the hell out of here. Just then, a man on a hoverbike comes crashing in, asking, "What are you all doing here?" A billionaire's mansion, at a bunch of dregs decked out in black, a nasty doomsday weapon, and it's easy to see that something is wrong here. Until it isn't. The man runs over to the Devourer, punching the controls, and soon the device begins to wind down. One of the thugs gets back up, stating, "You're about to get yourself killed, man!" But before the thug could pull the trigger on his gun, Batwoman flies through, breaking the gun, stumbling onto the ground. The man runs over, asking if she's all right, and when she sees the man, she asks, "It's you? Of all people?" Batwoman takes off, and the man yells for her to wait. He just wanted to help. Bruce and the others come out, and he tells the man that the timing couldn't be more perfect. The man takes off his helmet, stating, "Well, yeah, I learned from the best." Bruce tells him that a good teacher relishes a good student. He was the best of them. "Dick Grayson, how did you know that we were in trouble?" Dick says that he didn't. He actually came by for a completely different reason. The fact is, he needs help. It's Elena. Bruce asks, "What's wrong with your daughter?" In the woods, Batwoman pulls off her mask, stating that she thought she could handle this, but not with him around. There's no way that she is ready to face her father as Batwoman. Back in Wayne Manor, everyone gathers around, with Bruce asking Dick about his daughter. "Elena, she's missing?" Matt slaps his forehead. "Of course! We should have known! The truth is staring us right in the face, Mr. Wayne!" Dick asks, "What are you guys talking about?" Matt shouts, "It's so obvious, Mr. Grayson! Elena is Batwoman!" Dick thinks for a moment and says that he just assumed it was Barbara coming out of retirement, to which Barbara lets out another loud laugh because everyone keeps accusing her. Bruce tells him, It all makes sense. First we thought it was Melanie, then we thought it was Elena. She's aware of our secrets. She knows about the cave and everything in it, including the fact that the suit adapts to anyone who wears it. Elena is Batwoman, Dick. Dick sighs. Why though? I did everything that I could to have her not go down that path. And Barbara tells him that the implied romanticism and glory of her father's heroic life could captivate a child. He of all people should understand that this life can appeal to a child and pull them in. Dick sighs, telling him that if anyone knows about a young woman making up their minds and hiding it from their fathers, it'd be you, Barbara. We need to find her before she does something crazy. Meanwhile, over at Blight's lab, Terry begins to wake up, finding himself in a confined test tube. He starts to push against the glass, asking, "What's going on? Someone let me out, please! What the hell are you going to do to me?" Dr. Gustinov says, "Please calm down, Mr. McGinnis." And Terry asks her, "Wait, what did you call me?" Blight then chimes in, "She called you McGinnis, as in Terry McGinnis, son of the man whose death was ordered years ago." Terry bangs on the glass, asking what are they going to do with him, and Blight tells him, "My body is dying. In order for me to continue living, I need a new body. And what better choice would the son of the man who started all of this be?" Terry asks what happens to him, though. His own mind, that is. And Blight tells him, "You will end up like your father, dead, a forgotten, wilted wisp of a memory." Terry shouts, asking, "I thought we were friends!" And Gustinov laughs, telling him, "We just met. Blight and I have been lovers for years. I'll do anything to have him back." As Gustinov begins to work on the computer, the process of transferring Blight's consciousness into Terry starts, but it begins to run into an error right away. She goes through the readings and states, "Of course, the amnesia. I'm going to have to undo False Face's work before the process can resume." As she begins to reverse the amnesia, though, Terry begins to struggle when suddenly he stops. "I remember everything!" But at that moment, the power goes out with Blight shouting for them to do something. Elena flies in, knocking Dr. Gustinov to the ground, telling Blight that it's going to be hard if Lady Frankenstein is unconscious. Terry asks, "Is that Batgirl?" And Elena looks back, yelling, "Batwoman? Wait, McGinnis?" Blight lunges at Elena, stating that she may have gotten away from him once, but it won't happen again. Elena sweeps his legs out from underneath him, telling him, "Wrong. This time you're going down." As the two begin to start into their fight, Gustinov reaches out for her tablet, yelling that she won't let anything interfere. They just have to turn up the generators. The machines then kick into overdrive, shocking Terry, and Elena begins to shout, "It's too much! They're going to kill him!" Blight yells for them to stop. They need McGinnis. But Gustinov says that it's the only way to get her off their backs. They will find him another body. Elena starts to look at the test tube, ripping through the connectors, powering it down, with Blight screaming, "No!" Elena tears off the hatch, pulling Terry out, and begins her escape, with Terry telling her that they have to go back. Blight is giving off too much radiation. If they leave him, he will escape. Elena shuts the blast doors, telling him the entire city has been looking for him. Besides, Blight is dying. Her job is to make sure that he survives and get him back home. Terry tells her right, but what about, who are you anyway? Back in the lab, Blight stands there defeated as his body slowly erupts, stating, "This is all her fault. She let my only chance at life get away." Gustinov shovels towards Blight as the radiation takes over, asking him for his help. "Please, I love you." Blight ignores her, telling her, "If this is how I die, then I swear by all that is holy, I will take Bruce Wayne with me." Back at the manor, Bruce Wayne brings everyone into the cave, stating that he could kick himself for not realizing it from the start. Dick says that if Elena has taken on Blight, she'll need help. And Bruce goes on telling him that Blight's radiation is deadly. If they get too close for too long, they're done for. But that's when a voice tells them, "That is quite right. Tangle with me and your reward is a slow, excruciating death. Good to see you, Bruce. It's been far too long." Everyone braces themselves as Blight takes out a small device, and as Blight presses the button, a rocket fires from the Batmobile. Bruce shouts for everyone to take cover, and just as they leap away, the rocket hits the other cars behind them. Blight jumps down, walking through the smoke, telling him, "I don't have much time. No more birthdays for me, son, to say. But there's one present I've always wanted all of these years. Bruce Wayne's head on a spike. Killing the original Batman will make me far more than just any everyday criminal." Bruce coughs, laughs. "Whoever that man is, it won't be you." Just then, Elena rockets into the cave, tackling into Blight, slamming him into one of the Batmobiles. Blight turns around, grabbing Elena, stating that, "You couldn't handle me before. You sure as hell can't beat me now. Your flesh will melt right off of your bones." But as Blight tightens his grip around Elena's neck, Terry tells him the only thing that will burn today is you. Terry then flies in wearing another bat suit, knocking Blight down, and everyone asks if it's him. Terry punches into Blight, asking, "Did you really think that this would work? Killing my friends? My family?" Absolutely not. As Terry blasts Blight away, Dick runs over to Elena, asking if she's okay. She tells him, "Yes, Daddy. Sorry that you had to find out like this." He tells her that she should have told him sooner, and Elena asks, "Why? So you could have stopped me?" Terry flies through, asking if they can hold off on the family therapy session. Just in case you didn't notice, there's a radioactive monster hell-bent on killing us all. Blight pulls off his glove, exposing his radioactive body, stating, "You're right, and in a few seconds you will all have yourselves a long, slow, agonizing death." Terry turns the thrusters in his boots to max, throwing himself into Blight, telling everyone to get out. "I'll handle this." Elena charges in, stating, "Not alone you won't. We can minimize exposure if we tag team this fight." As Blight fights off both Terry McGinnis as Batman and Elena as Batwoman, Dick runs in, spraying Blight with foam, telling him that it'll cool off his fires. Elena then asks, does Wayne just happen to have an inventory of anti-radiation goop on hand? And Terry says, it's probably geared for some other baddie. Dick tells him, it was an old arsonist named Firefly, in fact. This'll just buy us some time. Bruce begins to shout, it's all meaningless. If we don't come up with a permanent solution, this will all be for nothing. Moments later, the Bat Jet powers up and Terry says that he's already on it. The jet reaches out, grabbing Blight, shooting out of the cave. Bruce radios in, stating that he needs to escape. The radiation will kill him. And Terry says not yet. The jet nosedives towards the ocean, with Blight yelling, it's useless, I can't drown. And Terry shoots into the ground after hitting the water, stating, I know, radiation can't die, but we can at least bury it. Auto-destruct mechanism initiated. T-minus 5, 4. Dick asks what is he doing, and Bruce yells that he's going to detonate the jet so that the ocean floor caves in on them. Matt runs to the computer to try and call out for help, but before he can, the jet explodes. Everyone calls out to Terry, but the connection drops. Matt shouts, asking, why did we let him do that? We just got it back. And a voice says, it wasn't Bruce's call to make. Terry flies in with his suit mostly destroyed, telling them, I've been doing things my way the moment I wore the suit, and I'm not about to change. Everyone welcomes Terry back, and Bruce asks the one question on everyone's mind. With everyone back together, which one of them wears the suit tomorrow? And that concludes the storyline of Nightwing's daughter, aka Dick Grayson's daughter, Elena. This concludes the storyline of Batwoman as it stands right now. This also, in theory, defeats Blight, one of the oldest Batman Beyond villains. It's a good story. I enjoyed it overall. I love the way that they brought in Batwoman without, replacing Terry. It was a fun idea to have his memories removed from the previous villain so that we can focus on a potential new hero. But what do you guys think about Batwoman, it being Dick Grayson's daughter, her being wrapped into the whole thing? Another question that I'm curious about is, they invented a Batgirl 20 issues ago, and we have heard nothing from her. Now there's a Batwoman? I don't get it. And obviously, Batwoman started in this comic back when they started with the new TV show, so that was why this was invented. So I don't know if Batgirl's being bumped off because of there being a Batwoman now, but we'll figure it all out later. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, and you can also hit our Patreon up to get early access to many of our projects. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time right here.